subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
To be very honest with you, Preeti took me a long while to disconnect. Also because that was such an internalized process. People have called me even crying because it's right after the film. I remember that day, Vikram Batra, his brother, was also on set with us. And it's very difficult to see, to know that you're kind of recreating it with his own family being there, like his own brother being there.
Ranjha, and I am back with yet another exciting episode. And in today's episode, we have the very talented Kiara Advani. What's up?
What's up? I love the energy.
Yeah, I mean, it's you, Kiara. Why wouldn't there be energy, right? I mean, it's you at the end of the day. Now, Kiara, I first have to congratulate you for the massive success of Shershaah. I mean, brilliant film. Okay. And, while the storyline was great and all of that, you were a very important aspect of the film. Okay. Now, this character, of Dimple, there's so much that she brings to the table, right? The character, okay? And there's not much about Dimple that we know. So today, when you start in a film like this, I think deep inside you also know that for generations to come, they are going to see Dimple as Kiara Advani. Was there a pressure there?
I think the intention was always in the right place for all of us who were making the film. Mm-hmm. We wanted to tell the story because it touched all of us. I mean, I know when I read the film and I heard, her part of the story, it really intrigued me. In fact, I remember even before the narration, just like that one line about their love life just made me so interested to know more. Like you started and you began and you said, we don't know much about her, but everyone had heard. There were, there little recordings here and there online which is very intriguing. You want to know more about, that because it's just so beautiful and it's so different from the love stories that we've been seeing of late. And it's just such a pure love story.
Yeah.
So that really touched us. And, for it to have reached this amount of love and, I know that today when people think of Dimple, they think of me because I played her character and that's why I keep seeing all these reels online and everyone recreating the look and the dialogues and making, all their lovely videos on it. It's very overwhelming. I'm really touched that they've loved her so much. It is a true story, so I did expect somewhere that, that they would connect to her the way I connected to her. But for it to have superseded even that expectation and gone to this amount of love, almost making it so iconic, I'm really touched, and I'm really happy that she's, also very emotionally happy with the film and with the character and with how we portrayed it. So yeah,
which is great. Yeah, I want to ask you this. Do the characters also stay with you or do they leave you?
See, I have to detach from them when I work on the next film, right?
Yeah.
And I think that probably there's a process that I have which I'm not very consciously aware of, but I do tend to, like, if you ask me who I am, I really don't. I'm discovering myself all along because I really don't. I'm still discovering who I am as a person. Because I'm somebody who, I think, as an actor, professionally, I surrender to a director's vision. So when there's a character that's come to me, I will give my 100% to that character as per how the director has visualized that character.
Makes sense.
And then when I go into it, I don't go into it thinking like Kiara. I go into it thinking like the part that I'm playing. So I don't form my opinions on the character or nahi aisa hona chahiye, waisa hona chahiye. This is the character. This is the person who I'm playing. This is their experiences. This is their life. Now I have to start thinking like them.
Yeah.
So once I get into those shoes, then I'm in that for the duration of that shoot. Then of course I do manage to eventually disconnect. But it has taken me time. Like, to be very honest with you, Preeti took me a long while to disconnect. Also because that was such an internalized process. Everything was so internalized in the performance that it wasn't easy to just cut out of that. Whereas even Ananki, for that matter, I remember after a point, I was waiting to I think it was the minute I changed my look now, I felt like myself again. Because for that entire duration, I was walking, talking, acting, behaving, sitting just like her. And that's what I do. Like there's a film I've finished shooting for now where my character is a little tomboyish and a dancer. And I would only dress like that. Like I would only dress like a dancer and I would feel like that. Because I think somewhat comes in your body language. It helps in your performance. So I managed to, when I'm working, then be completely in that zone and then I go all the way. But then when I come out of it, then I'm out of it. Of course, I'll take a part of each of them with me. But maybe all of that together will, be who I am. Because like I said, I'm still figuring out who I really am.
I am actually going to ask you about something that I really wanted to ask you, is the climax of Shershaah. I think that scene has an audience of its own. Like it's a different audience. Okay, like Shershaah has an audience, and then there is an audience for the climax, the song, everything that happened. Okay, I want you to remember the first time when you heard the song. What did you think, or what did you feel
when I heard Ranjha for the first time?
Yeah,
I loved it. It was that I knew this song was going to match it. I was waiting for Ranjha to even come out when we were promoting the film because it's so beautifully sung. I think it's one of the most beautifully sung songs in the recent, in this year that I've even heard. And I feel like it has that longevity. Like I know it's a song we'll be hearing on repeat for a long time. It is that love song and it touches you. I kept saying, I'm like, it's like a whisper. It's almost like someone is singing this song for you, to you. It's a very personal journey of Shershaah. And when I actually, to be very honest with you, I know I'm a part of this film. I know that I'm the actress in the film and this is my film. But when I watch the film now, I watch it like an audience. And this is the first time I've been able to do that with any of my films. Usually when I watch any of my films, I'm critical. I'm like, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I wish I did this scene better or that scene better. It's a very normal thing. Most actors are constantly criticizing your own work. But for the first time when I watched Shershaah, I couldn't see Sidharth. I couldn't see myself. I couldn't see anybody else who I knew personally who was on the film. I could only see their story. For me, it was Captain Vikram Batra. It was Dimple. It was every person who we were portraying. So I also saw it honestly, like as if like I was so detached, like an audience, like an outsider, not being on that film. And yet I felt so personally connected with it. I felt like I know him. He's my friend. He's my, she's my friend. I know her. Like I wanted to, it's so weird. Like that's me only. But I wanted to go and hug Dimple in that moment, seeing myself. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, how am I disassociating? So I could imagine when I was getting that feedback, like what you're saying, when you the songs and it kind of just stays with you and it does move you. I think it's obviously because it's a true story and because everybody has put in, of course, that hard work and that effort to live those characters and those moments. But all of us have done that. But when you see it, it just feels so personal. It feels like it's like you're somewhere connected to it. You're connected with their journey and their story. And that's what moves you.
But also the scene. Like I know for a fact that, there are so many people who've connected with me and told me this, that the time Kiara comes running in and she breaks down, people have cried. Did you know that people were going to cry? You have made me cry every time I have watched Shershaah. You are to be blamed for it.
That is a very emotional moment. People have called me even crying because it's right after the film. So whenever they call, it does touch you, and it does touch you because I think also the story you've seen. And then I remember when I was doing the scene, like I've said this in interviews before also. I think even with you, I've told you before that when we did that scene, we all cried on set that day, and we didn't, like I've said this. I said none of us. I don't think that day was a very strange day on set because no one was performing. Everybody was as if it was happening for the first time. It wasn't like we were reliving that whole moment. I don't know. It's an experience that will always stay with me because, you know how we spoke when you the switch on, switch off, and get out of it. But that day, none of us got out of it. None of us. I remember like after the breakdown, and Sir told me, I didn't even know that we only had one take of that scene. He told me on the edit, he said, you only gave me that one take. Like I didn't need a second take, and I had apparently told him before we shot that because I knew it was a heavy scene. So I I think it was just the atmosphere that day, because we were shooting it at the same place where they actually cremated Captain Vikram Batra. So because it all happened on that real location, it just felt like it was happening for the first time. It didn't feel like we were reliving. I mean, we were recreating it. It felt like we were reliving it. Yeah. And I had told him that, sir, take my clothes up, because I'm in the emotion and I don't want to do too many retakes. And he had said, yeah, and that's all we had, and that's all we had taken. And I remember that day, Vishal Batra, his brother, was also on set with us. And it's very difficult to see, to know that you're kind of recreating it with his own family being there, like his own brother being there, to kind of relive it again. But we were all, I remember my close mate, I could hear everybody around me also crying. I was just like, it was a moment, like I remember, like after, it took me a while to get out of that moment. Yeah. Like, till I got to the hotel room, I think then I must have calmed myself down. But in that moment, I think it was. And that's why I said, I think that's why it connects when you, like even for me, when I watch a movie, if I've cried when another actor is crying, I know, because I'm an actor, I know that actor has felt it, or that actor is genuinely crying and not just acting. That happens. I feel that happens. And, and it's happened with me as an audience when I've seen other actors. Now I know why there's certain scenes when it moves me. I know that, okay, I know why it's moving, because that person is not just performing. He or she is in that moment and living that moment. And that's why it just becomes, our profession is such that when we get into another character, we're so lost into it. It's almost like, it's like this out of body experience. And I think I'm talking about Gyana acting to
you. No, but that's so true. But I love that. But that's what this interview is all about.
It's nice also to sometimes talk about the profession.
But that's what it is all about.
Wants to otherwise, but yeah,
I love hearing about the profession of acting. You spoke about, holding on to your audience and holding on to the characters. And like you spoke about Dimple or Preeti. It's almost very similar to Geet and Pooh, right? Like, there is a comparison there, okay? Like, your characters have become bigger, okay? When that happens, does that even make you feel great that, hey, I'm so glad I chose this script, and while there were so many thoughts that I had in my mind, I still decided that I'll do this one?
I don't think when you're choosing a script, I don't think you foresee what it can become.
The outcome is going to be,
Yeah, you don't know at that point how it's going to be received. Like for me personally, those thoughts are not even in my mind. I'm looking at it like I'm an audience member. I have been moved by this script. I've connected with this character. And I feel like there's something I can bring to the table with this character. I feel like it's saying something that it's saying something to me, so I know it will, speak to the audience as well. And then I've gone into the journey and just completely surrendered to it. Then when it goes on to becoming something larger than life, or goes on to, creating a certain impact on people, it's motivating, encouraging, and then I think it just becomes even more special in your journey, then those characters just stay with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I think it's always like an after, like then later you realize that, oh my God, people have really loved this. Or when you go out and they call you by your name of the character, it's just like, okay, that's overwhelming.
But the fact that, like you said, that when you grew up, you mentioned the name of Kareena Kapoor, she was one of the person who you
every actor, like all of us knew, I know every dialogue from, her films as Pooh. It was almost like every dialogue was so iconic, and then Geet became such an iconic character, and she, took it forward, and like every little young girl wanted to be a Pooh or a Geet, and that's, we all grew up on that.
Yeah. And today every little young girl wants to be Dimple.
It's really cute. The amount of children whose videos I've seen on, saying those dialogues and the scenes with from the film, and dressing up with those, even putting my little beauty spot and wearing, it's really, really endearing to watch them recreate that look. And then the songs, which have, magically in fact, I'm not, it's been very overwhelming to see that so many kids do this.
Yeah.
We usually see, the youngsters recreate influencers. But when you see little children saying those dialogues, for me, it's a first. So I was just very, very overwhelmed with that.
Yeah. So Kiara, you have been compared to MissMalini, and recently you won an award. Okay, what do you have to say about that? The Smita Patil Award.
It's a huge honor to, it's a very prestigious award, and also the recipients of the award from the past have been actresses I've really admired. So I feel to be on that list and to be amongst them, with them, and receive such an honorable award. I mean, yeah, it's a huge, huge, huge honor. I'm really, really humbled that they've given me this acknowledgement and recognition. It feels overwhelming and motivating, like I keep saying. I think these acknowledgements only make you want to better yourself, feel a sense of responsibility, take more, put your best foot forward for everything that you do now, which it always is, but it just kind of gives you that extra drive.
Yeah.
The comparisons with Hema ji have been, I know people keep saying that, and it's okay. It is a huge compliment because she's been everybody's dream girl, and she's probably the epitome of beauty, and she's just so wonderful as a person, as an actor. Like personally now, I can't look at myself and feel like I don't know, I never feel like I look like anybody else. I get that a lot, but I just take it as a compliment.
But I think you do. You genuinely do.
Really?
You don't think that? Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that sudden pose.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. But I do get that a lot. I get that on the internet a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen, out of all the films that you've done, okay, which is that one film that your parents have literally come back to you and told you, listen, beta, you've done a fab job. Which is that one film?
It was Shershaah.
It was for Shershaah.
It was Shershaah. As in, like, I think the most that it's touched them has also been Shershaah. They've been like, they came home like that. Yeah.
That says a lot.
That
says a lot. The last one coming your way, my lady.
Mm-hmm.
When you sit back, okay, and I think I know the answer to this with a smile on your face. But is Kiara Advani happy?
Yeah. We all have our days, yeah. It's not like every day I'm smiling and happy. There are many problems in the world and in life. But it's all in your mind, like my mom keeps telling me. She's like, it's how you approach it. You have to start conditioning your mind. Don't let your mind get the better of you. You need to know that your mind is just a part of your body, like every other part of your body. And it's not who you are completely. So you can tell your mind sometimes when you're feeling low that, you know what, it's all fine and it's going to be fine. This far we've reached and we shall see the way ahead also. So, yeah.
Love that. And on that note, I will take your leave. Please stay the person you are because you're brilliant, you're amazing. You're beautiful inside out. And that's very evident here. So please continue being that. I'm very proud of you. Keep killing it and always there for you. Take care of yourself.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Always. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Bye. So that was all for today, folks. Hope you have liked the video. Do not forget to comment and share the video with your friends. Also subscribe to MissMalini, and we're going to be back with yet another video super soon. Till then, take care.